Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vietnam Stock Market Opportunities. It's an honor to be with you today. And if you want to open a legal trading account, please contact us with the email Vietnamstockmarket.entry@gmail.com. Telegram Vietnamstockmarket.entry with the phone number is 8491-432-6556. Or you can also scan the two QR codes on the screen so that we can support you. And the other way to contact with us is please follow and subscribe the channel name, Areca Capital channel. The owner of this YouTube channel is Areca Hồng Nguyễn. She is a personal financial advisor. You can contact her with the email hongdongmin@vcft.com.vn with the phone number is 8491-432-6556. And we always welcome you to our office on the 11th floor, 109 Trường Đạo Street, Hoàng Kiếm District, Hà Nội, Vietnam. And today we're going to share with you about the Vietnam Strategy 2023. Let's continue with power and water, growth in renewable energy. Vietnam has strong demand for clean water. Vietnam's water demand outlook in 2013 to 2022 forward, Vietnam's water demand grew at a CAGR of 10.9%, which was higher than the country's real GDP CAGR of 5.8%. The strong water demand was thanks to economic development and strong FDI inflows to manufacturing sector. In addition to Vietnam's favorable demographics, along with its rapid utilization and strong population growth, in 2020 to 2022 forward, water demand was impacted as manufacturing activities were disrupted by COVID-19. We expect water demand will recover 3% year-over-year in 2022 compared to the low base in 2021 and will normalize at 7% PA in 2023 forward to 2025 forward, based on our real GDP growth assumption of nearly 6.5% PA. Currently, Vietnam's per capita clean water consumption is 88 liters per day. The Vietnam Water Supply and Sewerage Association targets per capita water consumption of 120 liters per day by 2025 forwards. Regulated industry with different pricing between municipalities, provinces, authorities set to approve water tariffs. According to Decree 117, 2007, dated July the 11th, 2007, provincial authorities shall approve design water tariffs for end users in their province. In addition, these tariffs must be within the price range promulgated by the Ministry of Finance. Wholesale clean water prices should be agreed upon by wholesale water supply companies and retail water supply companies. In the case of a disagreement, either party or both parties may request provincial authorities to resolve the conflict. Furthermore, the Ministry of Finance implemented Circular 44/2021 BTC dated July the 18th, 2022, which defines principles, methodologies, and regulatory frameworks in determining clean water tariffs. According to this curricula, each province shall have separate water tariffs that are subject to the approval of provincial authorities and required to be within the regulated range shown in Figure 477. We understand that the water tariff is regulated as a function of units production cost of clean water plus a regulated return. According to Circular 44 2001, 2021, units production cost is guided by the formula below. Total production volume minus water loss. According to the curricula, the maximum water loss ratio of 20% shall be included in the water tariffs calculation. In 2025, the maximum water ratio of 15% shall be included in water tariff calculations unless otherwise determined by the Prime Minister. The water tariff is regulated by the formula uh, below. We believe efficient water suppliers like BWE and TDM will be the main beneficiaries of this mechanism. In Q3 2022, BWE gained 157 billion Vietnam dong from the difference between the approved water loss ratio and the regulated water tariff 18% and the actual water loss ratio 5%, which was 44% of this water supply segment's net profits after tax. Additionally, there's still huge growth potential as industrial and residential water demand increases. Local water supply companies will continue to face rising costs as they need to improve their ability to attract private capital in order to fund expansion plans, especially capital intensive activities such as developing water infrastructure in rural and urban areas and adding water production capacity derived from the large amount of industrial demand in their respective provinces. As a result, we expect that water tariffs throughout Vietnam will continue to increase moving forward. Notably, the tariff of the residential segment in the industrial hub of Bình Dương province is more competitive compared to other provinces' municipalities. The water tariff of Bình Dương residential segments is currently a fixed price policy that differs greatly compared to other provinces. In 2007 to 2017, the province residential water tariff was on a ladder scale basis, meaning that end users would have to pay a higher tariff based on the amount of water they have used in order to encourage economical use. According to 68 2004 QD, dated December 24, 2014, and users must pay 6,100 Vietnam dong CBM for the first 10 CBM, 8,600 Vietnam dong per CBM for 10 to 20 CBM, 10,600 Vietnam dong CBM for 20 to 30 CBM, and 13,000 Vietnam dong per CBM for 30 CBM onward. However, beginning in 2018, the tariff was converted to a fixed price policy in order to encourage residents to use processed water. In other provinces, the tariff continues to be based on a ladder scale basis. In addition, the residential tariff is lower than the tariffs for the industrial segments, which is in line with the policies of provincial authorities to support Bình Dương residents. In contrast, Bình Dương water tariff for industrial demand is higher than tariffs in most other provinces, municipalities, but lower than the tariffs in Bình Phước province. In Bình Dương, tariffs is 8.2% and 12.8% higher than in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, respectively, which could be partly justified by the strong industrial demand in the province. Solid power demand in Bingzhou province, according to decision 3613 UBND of the People's Committee of Bingzhou Province, dated December 26, 2016, Bingzhou expected 2025 G water demand is 2,094 million CBM, with a 3-year CAGR of 11.8%. This guidance suggests a daily water supply capacity of 807,000 CBM per day in 2025 compared to Bingzhou's design capacity of 715,000 CBM per day in 2022. Clearly, this level of capacity would benefit BWE's future capacity expansion. Bingzhou has one of the largest industrial zones in Vietnam and is among Vietnam's top 5 provinces for attracting newly restricted FDI over the past 5 years. Bingzhou ranks second among Vietnam's provinces in FDI attraction with an 11 months 2022 FDI inflow of $3 billion US dollar, more than 45% year-over-year, thanks to large investment projects by Lego and Pandora Group. In the long term, we expect Bingzhou's industrial water demand will improve due to the rapid expansion of industrial product as new industrial parks come into operation in 2022 to 2025 onwards, including the Vietnam Singapore Industrial Park 3 in Tân Uyên District, 1,000 hectares, and Gay Trường Industrial Park, 1,000 hectares in Bộ Bàng District. We expect residential water demand to increase in Bingzhou province over the long term thanks to population growth and migration, especially in suburban areas of Ho Chi Minh City, such as Xi'an. In June 2022, the 76 kilometers ring road number 3 projects that will connect Ho Chi Minh City, Đồng Nai, Long An, and Bingzhou provinces received investment approval from the National Congress. Its total investment capital is expected to be $3 billion US dollar. Bingzhou province targets to start the construction of this project by the 30th April 2023. Additionally, Bingzhou province focusing on finishing major infrastructure projects such as the Ho Chi Minh City Thủ Dầu Một Trơn Thành highway within the 2021-2026 political term. Furthermore, we believe the construction of Long Thành International Airport is progressing. The land clearance progress for Long Thành International Airport was 97% as of October 2022, and the construction phase 1 is targeted to be completed in 2025. In addition, we believe BWE and TDM's Long Thành Highway water project will be approved by 2023 in order to meet increasing residential and industrial water demand in Long Thành Ward, Đồng Nai province. We believe these infrastructure projects will support industrial development, lower traffic congestions, and shorten intercity travel time in the long term. These factors would in turn increase population migrant to Bingzhou and Đồng Nai provinces, where BWE and its associates operate. Rising Population and a high urbanization rate will drive Bingzheng's residential water demand. Bingzheng's population increased a 10-year CAGR of 4.9% PA in 2012 to 2021, which is equivalent to more than triple Vietnam's population growth rate over the same period. Notably, the province growth rate has picked up over the last 5 years, mainly due to the migration of workers from surrounding provinces. Furthermore, Beijing has a high urbanization rate with approximately 82% of its population residing in urban areas in 2019. This large urban population leads to higher total water demand because urban areas use more water than rural areas. In addition, the province's population will increase at a CAGR of 3.1% from 2021 to 2025 while its urban area urbanization rate will be 85% in 2025 according to provincial authorities. Stock recommendations for 2023. Huddle Group HDG attractive valuation compares to power and real estate peers. We believe HDG is one of the most attractive plays on Vietnam's real estate and green energy sectors due to its 6 trillion Vietnam dong, 260 million US dollar of projected net profits after tax MI from real estate handovers and potential 1,000 megawatt of total power capacity by 2026 forward. HDG is a small but reputable real estate developer with a 121 hectares land bank, which is seeking to quadruple. Moreover, HDG possesses a sizable renewable energy portfolio with highly profitable projects. IRRs ranging from 10% to 30%. We believe HDG's valuation is attractive at a TTM PER of 1.9 times, 45 times, and 60 times discounts and our compares to our selected power and real estate peers groups TTM PER respectively. We estimate a PE of 0.2 times that is based on a projected EPS CAGR of 30% in 2021 and 2026 forwards. Downside risk, slower than expected progress of future realistic projects. Upside risks, unfound giant wind projects 300 megawatt to be included in PDP 8. Power construction company, PC1. Resilient power construction to drive 2023 forward rebound. In our views, PC1 is one of the earliest beneficiaries of PDP8 approval, which should support its power construction segments. In our Q3 2022 PC1 update report, we upgraded our rating for PC1 from outperform to buy, despite cutting our target price 31% as the company's share price slumped 53% over the previous 3 months. We forecast 2023 forwards net profit after tax MI of 624 billion Vietnam dong, more than 105% year-over-year, which is bolstered by contributions from one, earnings from the power segment, and two, lower foreign exchange translation losses. As we assume the Vietnam dong will depreciate 2% against in 2023 forwards. 3. The Associates Western Pacific Land Sales Office Inform Industrial Park, and 4. PC1's nickel mine project. PC1's valuation looks attractive at 2023 forwards. PER of 7.7 times and PBR of 0.8 times. Upside catalyst. Consolidation of Nomura Industrial Park, higher than expected new contract value for power construction segments. Downside risks, higher than expected interest and foreign exchange expenses, lower than expected nickel mine earnings. 2. Zomot Water. TDM earnings momentum to pick up in 2023. TDM is a private water supply company in Binh province with a design capacity of 260,000 CBM per day. We like TDM mainly due to its being poised to benefit from robust water demand growth in Binh province, along with a favorable water tariff that is expected to increase 3% in 2024 to 2027 forward. In addition, TDM has a 37% stake in Vietnam's third biggest water player, BWE, as well as an ample land bank and strong financial capacity to expand its capacity and support future M&A activities. Over the long term, the company targets to expand its Xi'an plant's capacity from 200,000 CBM per day to 500,000 CBM per day with secure land bank and increase its Bobang plant's capacity from 60,000 CBM per day to 160,000 CBM per day. We forecast 2023 forwards EPS growth of 47% year-over-year thanks to 14 sales volume growth that is backed by solid residential water demand and the recognition of dividend income from BWE. With project 2021 to 2024 forwards, CAGRs of 10% for revenue and 21% for recurring EPS, and maintain our respective DPS assumptions of 1,300 Vietnam dong, 1,400 Vietnam dong, and 1,500 Vietnam dong in 2022, 2023, and 2025 forwards. TDM's valuation looks attractive at our projected 2023 forwards PE of 10.2 times, implying a PEG of 0.5 times. Upside catalysts, further M&A activities. Downside rate, lower than expected volume due to weaker than expected industrial production. BWE earnings to rebound from 2022 slow base. BW is the third largest water distribution company in Vietnam and had a capacity of 750,000 CBM per day as of 2022. The company claimed to have a water loss ratio or non-revenue water ratio of 5% in 11 months 2022, making it the third most efficient water plant in the Asia Pacific region. We are optimistic about BWE's growth outlook as a leading player in Vietnam's water segment due to the following reasons. 1. The company is poised to benefit from robust water demand growth in Binh province, a top 3 FDI attracting destination in Vietnam with the highest guided residential and industrial water demand at a CAGR of 12.2 times in 2020 to 2025 forward. 2. BWE has a favorable water tariff in Bingzhou province with an expected increase of 3% in 2024 to 2027 forwards. And three, the company has a strong financial capacity along with an ample land bank for the potential capacity expansion. BWE has secured a land bank to increase its Dunhill plant's capacity from 220,000 CBM per day to 500,000 CBM per day. And sister company TDM has secured land bank to increase its generation capacity from 200,000 CBM per day to 500,000 CBM per day, which should have BWE's distribution capacity to double over the longer term. BWE is also expanding its water business to Dong Nai province and aiming to achieve a 20% to 30% market share in this province over the long term. Upside catalysts, approval for a long-time highway water project. Downside rate, lower than expected sales volume resulting from weaker than expected manufacturing activity. POW PV Power Vũng Áng Generator 1 to resume operation in 2023. POW is the largest non-EVN electricity producer in Vietnam and has high-quality assets that should benefit from strong electricity demand growth. POW operates a diversified power generation capacity of 4,200 megawatt, including Gamma 1 and 2 gas-fired 700 52 second times 2 times megawatt nhân trạch 1 gas-fired 450 megawatt nhân trạch 2 gas-fired 750 megawatt Vũng Áng 1 coal-fired 1,200 megawatt and 2 hydropower plants Hua Na 180 megawatt and Đắc Rình 125 megawatt. We have an optimistic outlook for POW in 2023 as we forecast its net profits after tax to increase 28% year-on-year, which is driven by stronger national electricity consumption, a potentially tighter national supply, Vũng Áng full recovery starting in Q2 2023, a strong CAGR price outlook and less competition hydropower. We also view POW as an attractive play on Vietnam's transition to LNG firepower with its extensive capacity expansion pipeline, including its Nhân Trạch 3 and 4 LNG fired power plants commencing operation in 2024 to 2025, which will increase POW's capacity by 35%. Upside catalysts higher than expected insurance compensation. We estimate at least 300 billion Vietnam dong for the Vũng Áng plant's technical issue. Downside risk capex cost overrun delay of Nhân Trạch 3 and 4 project. Phản lại thermal power, PPC, we're expecting strong CGM price S6 generator to restart in 2023. PPC and its two major investee companies, H&D and QTP, are ideally located to capture the northern Vietnam's fast-growing and manufacturing-driven electricity demand. We forecast PPC's 2023 forward net profits after tax to increase 50% year-over-year due to its S6 generator returning to operation in mid-2023. which should support a 48% year recovery in PPC sale volume. Additionally, we see a retail power shortage risks for northern Vietnam compared to southern and central Vietnam in 2023, which bodes well for not only PPC but also QTP and HND. Northern Vietnam's power capacity CAGR was 3% in 2016 to 2021, compared to electricity consumption of 10% to 12%, which implies a gap between demand and supply in this region. Per the PDP 8 draft 2020 to 2025, G installed capacity growth in northern Vietnam is 8%, which is lower than 2020 to 2025 forwards. Consumption growth of 9%. Upside downside potential earlier, slower than expected. Reoperation of S6 generator. RE Corp expected flat earnings in 2023, growth to resume in 2024. RAE remains one of our favorite stocks as is a leader in Vietnam's green energy sector due to its profitable projects that are driven by its effective cost management in a capital intensive sector. We are optimistic about REE's potential capacity expansion in Vietnam's promising revenue, renewable energy sector via rooftop solar and onshore wind power, as well as REE's aggressive target to double its revenue to $1 billion over the next 5 years compares to our forecast of $600 million by 2026 forwards. We see a bright long-term outlook for REE with a forecast 21% EPS CAGR in 2021 to 2026 forwards that is driven by contributions from 500 megawatt of wind power capacity, 438 megawatt P of rooftop solar capacity, and the E-Town State Office building entering commercial operation in late 2023 forward. Furthermore, within the upcoming infrastructure investments in Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport Terminal 3 and the new Long Tai International Airport will boost REE's traditional M&E segments. We believe REE's valuation is attractive at a 2023 forwards PER of 10.6 times, applying in PEG of 0.5 on a 2021 to 2024 forwards EPS CAGR of 19%. Upside catalysts higher than expected volume from hydropower portfolio in 2023. Downside risks lower than expected approval M&A for a new wind power plant in 2023. Outperform Zala Energy City convertible preferred stock in issues to help control leverage. GEG is a pioneer in Vietnam's green energy sector with a current portfolio of 446 megawatt and a target to reach 2,000 megawatt over the long term. GEG received a favorable tariff for its wind power plants and has relatively low cost solar power plants with high quality solar panels and reasonable financing costs. We forecast GEG to increase at an 18% EPS CAGR in 2021 and 2026 forward, which is driven by its wind power capacity doubling from two additional FAMs, 130 megawatt coming into operation after 2022. The stable operation of 5 solar FAMs and 12 hydropower plants and declining interest expenses. In our view, GEGs will be the earliest beneficiary under our coverage when Vietnam's renewable power sector gets a new pricing mechanism. Additionally, we believe GEG's PB of 1.9 times is attractive. We forecast GEG's 2023 forward core net profits after tax amount to increase 21% year-over-year due to higher profits from its solar portfolio and for existing wind farms, despite a potential loss from the new Tân Phú Đông 1 wind farm 100 megawatt, which we expect to come online in early 2023. We expect GEG to issue 64 million convertible preferred shares with an offering price of 10,000 Vietnam dong for the Uchi investitions DEG in H1 2023 to invest the Đức 2 solar farm and VPL2 wind farm. The exercise right is led 24 months after issuance date, and the conversion price is not lower than BVPS at the issuance date. We estimate a maximum conversion ratio of 1.9 times. In our view, the 6-year preferred stock issuance with a dividend of 6% per value will support GEG to manage its leverage ratio and partly is the interest expense pressure from its capacity expansion. Upside catalysts further gain from wind power divestment earlier than expected operation of Đức 2 solar farm. Downside risk lower than expected loan disbursement in 2023 that fails due payables. Check 2 thermal power. NT2 price 2023 outlook to support higher dividends. NT2 is one of the most efficient gas-fired power plants in Vietnam, as its gas consumption per unit of power produced is 3% lower than our other plants. We like NT2 mainly due to one, its ideal location that should benefit from strong electricity consumption in Vietnam. NT2 is located in the electronic hub in the south, the region that lacks electricity the most in Vietnam. Two, the company offering an attractive and sustainable dividend yield of 8%, 12% based on our forecast. And three, achieve valuation based on our forecast. NT2 is trading at a 2022 forward projected EBITDA of 4.7 times compares to a regional peer average 4-year median EBITDA of 10.2 times. As of Q3 2022, NT2 had 800 billion Vietnam dong of cash on hand, which would easily cover our 2022 forwards DPS of 2,000 Vietnam dong. Key upside risks, higher than expected dividends. We believe POW will need more cash to finance the imminent capex for its gas-fired Check 3 and 4 plants, and thus may ask NT2 to pay higher dividends. Downside risk to no reverse on bad debts provision in 2023, lower than expected contracted volume in 2023. Appendix. company names and codes. Yeah, and that brings me to the end of my presentation today about power and water, growth, and renewable energy. And if you want to open a legal trading account, don't hesitate to contact with us with the information on the screen so that we can assist you. Hope you guys have a nice day and thank you for listening. See you next time.